Alright. Buenas tardes, tío.
Buenas tardes, Mavi, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien, gracias.
Alright. Preguntas.
Ok.
¿De dónde eres?
Yo originalmente soy de Cali, Colombia.
¿A qué edad te mudaste a los Estados Unidos?
Me mudé a los Estados Unidos a los 18 años después de que terminé high school.
¿A dónde te mudaste?
Inicialmente Atlanta. Mis padres consiguieron trabajo en Atlanta desde Colombia y tuvimos la oportunidad de movernos todos a Atlanta.
Um, ¿Cómo era tu casa en Colombia? ¿Fue en una gran ciudad, un suburbio o una área rural?
Cali es la tercera ciudad más grande de Colombia, entonces era una ciudad bastante ocupada. Así que la casa donde yo vivía estaba más o menos en el centro de Cali.
¿Tienes hermanos o hermanas?
Sí, tengo dos hermanos más, yo soy el mediano.
¿Cómo se llaman?
Mi hermano mayor se llama Paulino Sánchez y mi hermano menor es Reiki Sánchez.
¿Tenías mascotas como un niño?
Sí, tuve varias mascotas en la casa. Desafortunadamente al principio, cuando estaba pequeño, a mis papás les quedó muy difícil porque ellos tenían que mantener la mascota. Nosotros no podíamos porque estábamos pequeños. Así que tuvimos un labrador y también un pastor alemán, pero solo estuvieron como 6, 8 meses y luego mis papás dijeron, no, es un perro muy grande. Y ya al final tuvimos un pug y ese pug estuvo por varios años con nosotros.
Ah, ¿Tenías mascotas ahora?
Ahora en este momento no, tenía antes, pero en este momento no tengo.
Um, ah, ¿Tenías un hijo?
Tengo una hija, ella tiene casi 4 años, cumple 4 años el próximo mes y es la alegría de mi vida.
Oh, ¿cómo se llama?
Se llama Ana Martina.
Precioso. Ah, ¿En cuál universidad estudiaste?
Yo tuve la oportunidad de estudiar en Georgia Tech, ingeniería mecánica, y luego hice una maestría en negocios en Emory University.
Oh, yo soy estudiante en la Universidad de Georgia.
¿Sí?
Go Dogs.
Ok,
Mi,
excelente.
mis padres estudian en Georgia Tech.
Estudiaron en Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Ok. Oh, excelente.
Uh, ¿Qué estudiaste?
Ingeniería mecánica en Georgia Tech.
¿En Emory?
Y en Emory estudié maestría en negocios, Masters in Business.
¿Qué haces para el trabajo?
En ese momento trabajo para una multinacional alemana, Siemens, y trabajo en ventas vendiendo controles, sistemas de controles para plantas de electricidad y cubre el territorio desde México hasta Argentina.
Uh, Lynn said uh, you're via via viajas a Perú
Sí,
uh, la semana.
viajo esta noche a
Oh,
Perú, sí, a
um,
Lima.
what are you doing there?
Ok, bueno, como mi territorio es todo Latinoamérica, desde México hasta Argentina, yo trabajo con todas las oficinas de Siemens que están estructuradas en cada país, desarrollando el negocio que hay en cada país para el área de controles y digitalización de Siemens. Entonces, les brindo apoyo y muchas veces visito a clientes con ellos porque muchas veces ellos no entienden muy bien el producto y me toca a mí explicárselo al cliente cuando son proyectos de varios millones de dólares.
Sí, ¿divertido
Sí me gusta bastante. Lo único es a veces los viajes son un poco pesados, especialmente de aquí a Perú son solo 6 horas, pero ya cuando viajas a Chile o Brasil o Argentina, Bolivia, Uruguay, ya es un viaje bastante pesado de 10 horas.
um, ¿cuáles son algunos de tus pasatiempos o intereses?
Ok, pasatiempos, me encanta ver el fútbol. Yo antes de decidir de ir a la universidad iba a ser jugador profesional de fútbol. Entonces me encanta el fútbol, me gusta mucho pasar tiempo con Lynn y con mi hija y viajar. Me gusta conocer nuevos países, nueva gente, disfruto conocer nuevas culturas.
¿Tocas un instrumento musical?
No, eso fue algo que nunca tuve la oportunidad cuando pequeño, no me interesó. Creo que estaba muy ocupado jugando fútbol, tenis, diferentes deportes. Entonces, como que siempre me atrajo más los deportes que la música.
No, no, tú artísticos.
Mi papá es un artista, él es pintor. Y
Oh,
mi hermano mayor, él estudió diseño gráfico e ilustración en SCAD, en Savannah. Pero yo soy el único de los 3 hijos que no nació con el dote artístico. Soy como más, no sé, matemáticas o física, cosas así, no soy artístico.
ah, ¿te gusta ver deportes?
Me encanta, sí.
Ah, ¿cuál es tu equipo favorito?
Bueno, mi equipo favorito es uno de Colombia, de Medellín, Atlético Nacional. Es un equipo de fútbol con más tradición en Colombia. Ha ganado el mayor número de títulos en Colombia. Y siempre desde pequeño me gustó ese equipo de fútbol porque ellos siempre jugaban con solo colombianos, nunca contrataban a extranjeros. En este momento contratan extranjeros, pero fue un equipo que por muchos años solo jugaba con jugadores colombianos y por eso me gustó.
¿Cuál es tu programa de televisión o película favorita?
Creo que me gustan mucho los shows de reality, de Bravo. Me gustan mucho, me gusta como Million Dollar Listing, o me gusta Flipping Out, o me gusta Millionaire Matchmaker, cosas así, me
Oh,
gusta eso.
me
Reality shows.
encanta Property Brothers.
Ah, ok,
Ah,
sí,
yeah.
en HGTV.
Ah, ¿tienes familia en Colombia?
Sí, sí, tengo muchos tíos y primos en Colombia aún. Los visito de vez en cuando se me presentan oportunidades de viajar a Colombia con Siemens y me quedo unos días más para visitar familia. Me queda más fácil visitar a los de Bogotá que los de Cali, obviamente porque Bogotá es donde se hace más negocios en Colombia. Cali es mucho más pequeña, entonces no hay mucho negocio como lo hay en la capital.
Ah, ¿hablas otras lenguas?
Sí, en high school estuve tomando 2 años de francés, entonces entiendo lo básico de francés, por lo que hablo español y los dos son derivados de latín, pero no lo practico mucho, desafortunadamente.
Oh, español es... yo hablo pequeño español, no otras lenguas.
Poquito, ok,
Muy poquito.
ok.
Ah, ah, ¿te gusta viajar?
Sí, me encanta viajar. En este momento, como te había dicho, viajo mucho a Latinoamérica. Me gusta mucho viajar a Argentina, Brasil, Colombia, obviamente, por lo que soy de allá. Me encanta también la comida latina, me gusta mucho. Y en Europa he visitado varios países, pero no Italia, entonces en algún futuro me gustaría ir a Roma.
¿Cuál es tu restaurante favorito en Atlanta?
Restaurante favorito en Atlanta es Bones, porque me gusta mucho la carne,
Ah,
entonces ese es mi favorito.
okay. Thank God that part's over. Okay, so the English questions, that'll be easier for me to understand. I picked up on a little bit,
Okay.
but so I'm gonna assume Spanish was your first language?
Yes, it was a little bit weird, because I went to an American high school in Cali. So since kinder 4, they started talking to us in English.
Okay.
But then obviously, you go out to recess, and then you're speaking with your friends in Spanish. Obviously, there's certain stuff, that they also have to teach in Spanish, like Spanish class or history of Colombia in Spanish, so I think it was a mix of both.
Okay, so you started speaking English when you were like about 5?
About some, yeah.
Okay. And do you speak, well, this is obvious now, do you speak Spanish at home or in the workplace?
I speak a lot of Spanish with my family. I speak in Spanish. I think I speak more Spanish than my two brothers. My older brother moved to Savannah in 1997 after he finished high school. So he pretty much became Americanized much faster than any of us. And then my brother, when my family moved to Atlanta in 2000, my brother went to Atlanta International School in 7th grade. So I think, that he developed his English skills, much faster than any of the two other brothers. And so I think I'm the one, that sometimes they text me or they talk to me in English and I always reply in Spanish.
So does your younger brother, does he have like as strong as of an accent?
I think I'm the one who has the strongest accent, because my younger brother probably has the least. He was still going to that American school in Cali, but then because my mother found a job in Atlanta International School, he was able to transfer there 7th grade. So he had the opportunity to, talk with a lot of people from other countries. It's an international school, obviously. So I think, he was forced to speak English, more, even, doing breaks and all that stuff, because, talking to people from all parts of the world, English was the language that connected all of the students.
Do you speak Spanish with your daughter? Like, have you?
I try to practice with her, but I need to be more, push more to do that with her, sometimes it's just easy, to say, hey, I meant do this, in English. But I think, if I put a little bit more pressure, I think that she's gonna benefit from that.
Oh yeah, I wish they started teaching Spanish in school when you're like, in elementary, because that's when your brain's more elastic and stuff, and you pick up on it and start in high school for some reason. So how do you feel about being a Spanish speaker in the U.S.?
I don't feel different than other people. I think the main thing, is that since there's so much business here in the United States, especially multinationals, it opens the door, for me to work for like big companies, like Siemens or Coca-Cola, UPS, Ford, like big multinational companies. So I think, I have an advantage, because I live 18 years of my life in Colombia. So I understand, basic things, of the culture, on how to meet customers, how to take them out for dinner, and then how to close a deal based on the cultural differences between United States, and Latin America. So, sometimes, it takes more time, to close a deal, with them, because with them it's more what we're doing right now, sitting down, they want to still do the face-to-face, and they want to feel that they can trust you, before they can issue a PO. So, I understand that, and, it's the advantage that I have, compared to other people.
Awesome. So what do you miss the most about Colombia?
I feel that Colombia is a little bit more relaxed than in the United States. I feel, that here in the United States, people are at a fast pace all the time. They're always focused on work and money. I feel, that in Colombia, people enjoy more, being with their family. They enjoy more the weekends, so they plan ahead, to go to their farm, on the weekend, and extend that weekend, 2 or 3 more days. But here is like very limited, and
Yeah.
like the vacation time or even Christmas, it's like they give you only 1 week, after Christmas, until January 1st. And then in Colombia, the festivities there basically start like the first week of December. So I think that brings families together, the bond, between families, much stronger than here. But, it doesn't mean that it's bad here, it's just a little bit different.
Yeah. So since you travel a lot in Latin America for work, do you kind of see that like across the board in Latin America, like everyone's a little more relaxed, slow paced?
Yes, yeah, and that's basically why I am forced to travel, to meet with the Siemens offices in each of the countries, because sometimes, they're like, relax, oh, I'll work on this tomorrow, like this proposal can wait for next week. And then here in the United States, my boss is telling me, okay, when are we going to close this, this quarter, we need to count, with this PO, and revenue, recognition, and all that kind of stuff, so, which is good. I mean, which is good because I understand both sides. I understand the United States side of doing business and the Latin American way of doing business.
That does give you a advantage
Yes.
there. It's really nice. So what was it like traveling to the U.S. when you first moved here?
I had the opportunity of visiting United States a couple of times, when I was little. So I came to Miami and also I came to Disney World, a couple of times. So I knew more or less, how things work here, especially the highways, and the big houses, but then when I was flying in September of 2000 to actually move here to Atlanta, I was happy, that I was going to be close to my family, but I knew it was going to be a big change for them, especially for my parents, because they grew in Colombia and in their late 40s, and then my dad in early 50s, they were making this big change in their life, for their kids, so I appreciated that, and then I felt, that I needed to be there for them too, to help them out during that process.
So how has your experience been, I guess, adapting to the culture of the U.S.?
Like most of my teachers, in Colombia in high school were from either United States or England. So I kind of knew more or less, about the culture already. Adapting, I think, I was just young, to adapt, to new culture, new things here. I had the opportunity to live in Colorado for 2 years. So I see that there's big differences, between, let's say, the South versus the Northeast, versus the West. So, which is kind of interesting. It makes it, a very rich country. So I enjoy that, actually.
Oh, I think I've always found it funny when I go up north. Like I feel like manners are more prominent down in the South. Like people it's very like, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And then up north people are like, oh no, get out of my way. Like, not a fan of that. I don't think I could ever live up north.
It's more expensive too.
Yes, and it's cold. I do not like the cold. So what are your preferred like foods and music, I guess?
As far as food, it's similar to music. I like any kind of music too. And, it depends on my mood. I like Italian food, I like Colombian food, and some American food, like the barbecue, I enjoy that, a good steak, when I go to Texas is good. And as far as music, I like rock, classic rock. I enjoy that a lot. I enjoy Spanish rock too,
Okay.
and then being from Cali, they call it like the capital of salsa in the world. I really enjoy salsa too.
Oh, salsa. I could go for that right now. So do you cook like a lot of Colombian food?
I cook for myself, not specifically Colombian. Like the way that I cook is more like simple.
Uh-huh.
Like rice, chicken, beef, fish, salad, potatoes, that kind of stuff. Nothing fancy, but it works for me.
Have you
Just
ever
like simple.
like cooked Lin, like a big
Yeah.
Colombian meal or
Yes.
anything?
Yeah.
Oh. Um, so what does it mean to you to be Latino?
What does it mean to me? Like, to be honest with you, I don't feel different than any other
Yeah.
person, who is American or Asian or European. Um, I feel at this point in my life, I lived half of my life in the United States, half of my life in Colombia. So looking back, I have adapted so well to the United States at this point, that I wouldn't be able to imagine, going back to Colombia and living there because I'm so used to the culture here,
Mm-hmm.
like driving here. If you drive in Colombia, it's chaos, I mean, people don't
Mm-hmm.
respect, their lane and all the stuff. So I'm a person, who grew up, like these are the rules and then I follow the rules.
Yeah.
And that's how live my life, So it would be difficult for me to move back there, and be
Yeah.
like, well, these are the rules, but you can bend them a little.
Okay. I've never been really to South America. I've been to Costa Rica, which I guess is more Central
Yeah.
America. And you're right about the driving. It was scary.
Mhm.
My dad insisted on renting a vehicle, and that was
Okay.
interesting. Um, so what expectations did you have for the US when you came here?
When I first moved to the United States, I had the motivation of having more opportunities than in Colombia. Actually, in May of 2000, after I graduated from high school, I moved to Medellin, which is the second largest city in Colombia, and I was gonna study mechanical engineering at University EAFIT. But then when I heard that my parents were moving here, like in late July, early August, I felt, that if I moved with them, especially to Atlanta, that I was gonna have more opportunities in life, better education, better network too, and then being bilingual was also gonna open a lot of doors, for me. So I moved here with the intention of helping my family as well as helping myself, whenever I graduated from college, to find a job, and start a good life here.
Awesome. Yeah. Um, what kind of new relationships have you made since coming to the US?
So here in the United States, most of my friends, are from different countries. So I enjoy the fact that here, I don't know if it's here in Atlanta, because Atlanta has grown so much, after the Olympics, but there's so many people from different countries here, that most of my friends are from different countries. So I really enjoy that. I don't feel that I would have been able to do the same in Colombia, because most of the people, around my circle were only Colombian. So here, it's people from all parts of the world, and that's something that I enjoy a lot, especially working for Siemens, in XC12B out of Georgia 400. There's, I think, there's like 50 or 60 different nationalities. So it's amazing, and people from different backgrounds, so I truly enjoy that.
Okay, so one more question. What is your favorite food or dish you've had since coming to the US?
Favorite food or dish? I like the steak, the traditional steak here, the
Yeah.
thick one. In Colombia, the steaks, are like thin ones.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
not really that thick. So they're similar to the Argentinian style one, because in Argentina, they serve it, really thick. But here, in Atlanta, there's so many restaurants from different parts of the world, that you feel, that every time you go out, you can go and explore, new things.
Yeah.
But I feel that steak, is pretty much, my favorite dish.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's my favorite too. That with like some mashed potatoes
Yes,
and
definitely.
mushrooms. Oh, that's the
I love
best.
that, yeah.
And Atlanta has some really good steakhouses.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they had some. I've tried several of them. The two that I like. There's Bones. And there's one in Midtown that Lynn took me. Close to her house. It was very nice too.
Okay.
I don't remember the name now.
All right. Well, those are all my questions.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, no, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it.